An aesthetic back is the key to unlocking the V-taper and looking good. So in this video, I'll tell you exactly how my back went from this to this doing just 3 exercises. As always, timestamps are in the video description. The first thing you need to know about training your back is general training guidelines. You want to train your back 2 to 3 times per week, and between each one of your workout sessions, you want to rest for around 48 hours. For example, if you train your back on Sunday, you want to rest for the entire day of Sunday, then Monday, that's 48 hours. The next time you train your back would ideally be on Tuesday. That's because the back has a lot of muscles, so it takes time to recover. You want to aim for 8 to 10 sets per week in total across all of your workouts, with 2 to 0 reps in reserves, and each one of your sets should be in the 5 to 10 rep range. Now, I said a lot of things, so let me explain. Let's say you can lift 7 kgs for 10 reps. Let's say that is your theoretical maximum. Out of your theoretical max, you just do 5 reps on one of your sets. You reduce 7 by 5 and you get 2. That would be your reps in reserve. You could have done 2 more reps. And let's say in another world, you did all 7 reps, and that would leave you with 0 reps in reserves because you did everything you could do. And that is pretty much the training philosophy I want you to have with this. 8 to 12 sets per week is a very low amount for some of you. But the truth is, if you train with high intensity, 2 to 0 reps in reserve, so in each set you're going close to failure or to failure, the quality of your sets matters more than the quantity of your sets. And if you want to maximize the amount of time you spend in the gym with the most amount of muscle gain possible, then you have to train with intensity. That is something that you will have to get used to. And the most important thing about all of this is try to progress every week. So if you're doing 7 kgs for 10 reps on week 1, on the next week, you want to ideally either increase the weight to 10 kgs or you want to shoot for 11 reps or more. If you're doing more reps or you're increasing the amount of weight that you're working with, you are making progress, and that is the best way to know if you're gaining muscle. If you take anything from this video, it's these 2 points. Quality of your sets matters more than the quantity of your sets, and you want to take each one of your sets very, very close to failure. And another important thing is form over weight. This is because it prevents unnecessary injury, it's easier on your joints, and it feels way better to actually control the reps. Now for the actual video itself. For the back, you only really need 3 exercises to grow. The back is divided into 3 major muscle categories: the lower back, the lats, the mid back, which is the rhomboids and the traps, and the upper back, which is just the traps. So this unsaturated pinkish section here, it's your lats, the lower part of your back, and this muscle group that's in pink, it's your rhomboids, and this entire muscle group from the back of your neck to the mid back here, this is just your entire trap. Back training is extremely simple. For the lower back, you want to do a vertical pulling movement. This is where you get to see the lat pull downs and pull ups. Whichever one of these exercises is better for you depends on you as an individual. For some people, lat pull downs are stiff, they're more constricted, while they feel better with pull-ups. But for some people, especially in the beginning, pull-ups are a bit too difficult. Might want to try out the lat pull-down machine. Pull-ups might be a bit better since you're engaging the whole body, but you can't go wrong with either one of these. Each one of your back workouts for your lats, you want to do either a lat pull-down or a pull-ups. And the second thing is lat prayers. This is an isolation movement. Other muscle groups such as the biceps and the forearms aren't involved as much, but then again, if you just take the lat pull-down or pull-ups and then you do a couple sets per week in very, very close to failure, most of the times lat prayers are not necessary. Now for the mid back, which consists of the rhomboids and the traps, these muscles are responsible for doing a horizontal pull. All of these are just variations that you have for rows. The most common ones that you see online are T-bar rows, machine rows, cable rows, dumbbell rows, barbell rows. You can't go wrong with choosing any one of these, truth be told. All of these are fantastic exercises. It just depends on personal preference. Some people like machines more than cables because they're more stable. Some people prefer barbells over cables because they're easier to overload. Try out each and every one of these exercises if you're unsure, and using the training guidelines that I told you about earlier, 5 to 10 reps per set, and then you try to progress every week. And the last part of the back we have is the upper back. The traps are responsible for shrugging movements. So when you shrug your shoulders up and down, that's pretty much what the traps are responsible for. And when it comes to this, there's only really variations. There's not a particular exercise that you have to do. For shrugs, you can either do machine shrugs, dumbbells, or barbell variations. Like I mentioned with rows, you can't go wrong with choosing any one of these. With shrugs in particular, you want to choose an exercise that's very easy to overload, where you can add weight easily, depending on what you have at the gym and what you feel is the best for you. Try out the machine variation, the dumbbell variation, and barbell variation, and whichever works the best for you. Focus in on that for a couple of months, and then you will see massive growth in your traps. And here are some back-specific tips that you want to think of when you're doing exercises. Focus on the stretch. This is probably the most important tip when it comes to the back. Let's say you're doing lat pull-downs. You want to do the full range of motion. You want to make sure that you're pulling down as much as possible all the way to your chest, and then you're extending as much as possible so that your arms are fully stretched in the upper portion of your movement. The next thing is neutral grips for your lats. What this means is whenever you're doing lat pull-downs or pull-ups, keep your hands as close as possible. What this does is it biases more of your lats rather than your mid-back. Whenever you have a closer grip on the bar, your lats engage more and your mid-backs, the rhomboids, engage less. And vice versa. If you have wider stance, it'll engage more of your mid-back and less of your lats. What I like to do is I like to switch out the bar on my lat pull-down machine for a V-shaped bar. It feels comfortable for me and it engages my lats a lot more. The next thing is go heavy on shrugs. The upper part of your back are one of the most durable parts in your entire body. They can take so much fatigue and it takes a lot of effort to grow them. But as mentioned earlier, form takes priority over weight. So make sure that the weight you're working with is actually stable, that you can control, and then you want to go as heavy as possible while shrugging. And the last thing, pull with your back. And arms should be straight. This is especially true when you're doing rows and vertical pulls. Whenever you're doing pulling movements, your back is not the only muscle that's involved. Your forearms and your biceps sometimes take over as well. To make sure that your back is the only muscle group that's being targeted as much as possible, you want to keep your arms and your forearms specifically as straight as possible. Whenever you're pulling on the lat pull down machine, you want to make sure that your movement is at a 90-degree angle with the floor. So you want to pull straight down instead of at a curved angle. What this does is it takes strain out of your biceps and your forearms and it puts that strain on the back. Same thing with rows. You want to pull in a straight vertical line of motion. So now that I've mentioned everything, this is what a sample program for you could look like. This is a 5-day split. On day 1, let's say you do a push workout. On day 2, you do a pull workout. So you do 2 sets of lat pull downs in the 5 to 8 rep range. Then transition into barbell rows, 5 to 10 reps. And then you end the workout with dumbbell shrugs. You do legs plus abs, you rest. You do push movements, and then you do pull plus abs. And then you just repeat the same exercises that were here. And if you have less time to work with, this is a 4-day workout split that you can use. First day, you do legs and shoulders. Second day, you do back and chest. Here you do 2 exercises, 2 sets of pull-ups, and 2 sets of dumbbell rows. Day 3, you rest. Day 4, you do arms. And day 5, you do back and chest again. This time, you do 2 sets of pull-ups and 1 set of barbell shrugs. There is no right or wrong way to structure a program, but what you need to know is you want to incorporate the 3 sets of exercises that I told you about earlier. 1 for the lats, 1 for the mid-back, and 1 for the upper back. That way you maximize the amount of time you spend in the gym for the amount of gain you get for your back. Because 3 exercises are pretty much just all you need. You do not need any more. And lastly, if you're still confused or you need personal advice from me, click on the first link in the description. It'll redirect you to a website called Calendly. There you can book a call with me and we can take a personal look for you at what's working and what's not working. The first 10 people to click on the link, it's completely free for them. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.